Welcome back to Plumber Parts, everyone. I've had a message from a very special YouTube channel. Now, I don't usually do comments within videos. I used to do lots of comments videos about a year ago, but I'm going to do this one today because it's so special. It's from Artisan Electrics on YouTube. It says, "Hi Jimmy, Lee here." So it's not Jordan. "I've watched every video you have ever made. I would love to know what radio you use and what lights you have on site. Please return my calls. I'd love to see you. Kiss, kiss." Well, Lee, and I did actually work around Lee's house on this channel, so he's obviously trying to get hold of me because he might have a leak. Let's hopefully it's not that. But I thought it'd be a good idea for me just to show you, because Lee genuinely does want to know what's going on in here. The radio I use, the batteries I use, and a few of the little accessories that I have as well when it comes to all my Bosch kit. So let's have a little gander in the shed. Oh, it's so clean! It's so clean. Now you might be wondering why it's so dirty in here. It's because of this. We've been filming this for the last couple of days. The borehole. Max, you think this isn't very deep, mate, but oh mate, it's well deep. Should we just show them how deep it is with my thing? So far, I have dug down this far. Still no water down there. Right, so radio, here we go. Now, you guys have probably seen this actually on a few other YouTube channels. It is absolutely a complete beast. As you can see, it's had a bit of a hard couple of days. This is the GBP 18 volt 5SC, or as I like to call it, the Sonic Beast Boom Box Extraordinaire. I mean, you can see this is something I definitely have with me all the while. It's covered in chalk at the moment, but it still works absolutely beautiful. If we just give her a bit of a wash down, she's on at the moment. So hold on, let's just turn. I don't want to be on right now. I want you to see the physical things about it. So at the back, we've got our beautiful charging bay. I've got a little Bosch. This is the 8 amp hour amp share one in here. On this radio at full volume, that'll probably last 3-4 days pretty much. It will just carry on and on and on. And then at the back as well, you've got your little aerial if you ever need that. But I don't tend to listen to the radio that much. I'm a podcast guy. I do love my podcasts. One of the things I love about it, it's not just a radio, it's also an extension lead. So you plug this in to your mains, all right? And then look at that, you've got two lovely little plugs there. They've also got this sort of mesh on the underside so they don't get wet. If there's anything coming out on that as well, you've got a little LED to tell you what's going on as well. So that's nice and handy to have. One thing I do love, because I do listen to podcasts a lot, I often connect my phone up to it to do that. So my phone will slot nicely in there like that. And then I can plug it into the aux or via the USB lead into there. But generally I don't bother because this is just connected by Bluetooth. So I just pop that in there like so. One thing about it though, is I have forgotten about where my phone is a few times and I've had to ring it and I can feel sort of slight vibrations, but I don't know where the hell my phone's gone. It's completely disappeared and I've found it laying in here. Here it is, yeah, all right. So that's one thing as well. It's great as well if you're actually trying to get some work done and your phone keeps ringing, just shove it in there, all right? The only thing you'll know about your phone ringing is that it will start ringing a little bit over the speakers. Let's talk about the speakers. Look at how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 around the top. So you can sit this in the middle of your site and it will bash out tunage everywhere. But at the bottom, we've got this massive sub here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm very quickly going to connect this via Bluetooth to my phone and I'll just play some rights-free music on it so we don't get pinged by YouTube. I'm going to turn her on, connecting her up. Right, so let's have a little bit of music for Plumber Parts. See what we've got here. This is Cushy. Yeah! Skip it about, yeah! I don't know what to sing now. Yo! Yeah, Plumber Parts go for the bar boy cool. Skip it about for the bro boy cool. Yeah, skip it about, dip it about. Hey! So yeah, it's a nice radio. Yeah. Stop laughing, Max. That is so loud. Like, and you can just chuck it about. Look at the protection on it. Look at that, so protected. Jack! So yeah, it's never gonna break. So loud. So that's the radio I use, Lee. If you have Bosch gear or any kind of battery lot, you can't not have a multiple battery charger for your stuff, all right? I can't really describe how handy they are, especially if you're doing, you know, if you've got your apprentice and you're doing loads of installation work, then one of these is so flipping handy. That will just go around, it will charge up every battery in you've got these little arrows here, so it charges that one up, then that one up, then that one up, and blah, 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 blah. Goes around. Very, very handy piece of kit. Plugs into your mains, as you'd imagine. And when you're not using it, you've got this handy little bit at the top here. So you can just wrap that around there like so. So that, I mean, I know batteries are, in a way, for a lot of people, kind of a boring subject. But without batteries, you don't have the sexy tool, do you? You're not going to have that running, and you need one of these. And it might not be amazing having just one charger. So I've got one here for my little 12-volt battery thing as well that I have for my thermo jobby. Knowing that at all times I've got multiple batteries ready for different things. So for instance, I've got my 12 amp hour battery here that I generally would use more on my SDS drill or on my massive chop saw that I've got, which is just tucked under there. So I don't do loads of woodwork. And that is for more kind of like when I'm doing loads of like housey stuff or if I'm building a set at the studio. The Procore stuff is really good, but mainly for just standard drills, like if I'm just using a normal combi drill, that's when I'd use my 8 amp hour battery, this one here, and you've got the little bit on the back so you can, you know, it's all normal stuff. But the one thing I do love is their 4 amp hour stuff. This is the sort of thing I'd have on my impact driver that's always hanging on the side of my bag because it's light, it lasts for ages on an impact driver, so I just really, really like that. So you've got all the different types of battery, constantly charged up all the time. What more could you need when you're on site? And you constantly got some tunes pumping out as well. And the great thing is I can plug that into my radio too. I mean, it just does itself, doesn't it? And finally, Lee, you are incredibly rude. Like, you're so, you know, you just want to know everything about my life, don't you? I've got this Bosch here, the Bosch GLI 18 volt 1900. This thing is bright. You ready, Max? Honestly, I've got 2 of these because it's so handy to have them at different, like if you've got them in different points of the site. Good thing about them is you can hang them up you can hang them up either way, just like that. Like that. They've got a stand on them as well, so if you want to actually have them shining up at the ceiling as like a bounce light, which is what you call it in film a bit, is you can have them sat down like so, but also of course you can have them spread out like that, so they just sit down on the ground nice and easy. One of these on an 8 amp hour, the light on here I would have running for a couple of days on an 8 amp hour. That would just takes ages for them to drain because it's got this massively powerful LED. I will show you in a few seconds time me using it out in the middle of the night doing some drilling, so don't go anywhere for that because I am going to show you some drilling of my lovely borehole. And also we are going to be doing videos on the borehole as well. There's a massive video about that coming up which you shouldn't miss. It's probably going to be a good 40 minutes long because it's going to show everything from drilling the borehole to lining it to putting the pump down and doing all that sort of stuff, so don't go anywhere for that. But yeah, I mean, it is a light. It lights up very well. It gets nice and warm as well. So in the winter time, you can give it a little huggy wug and keep all warm. Doesn't get baking hot or anything like that. It's just how it is. The switch is on the side of this as well, which I kind of like. So you don't accidentally knock it and turn it on or off. Don't really know what that bit does, that little cutout. It's got a thread on the end there as well, so if you want to thread it onto one of those threaded poles, little tripod or whatever, you can, but I generally just hang this off stuff. Nice and light as well. I mean, even if you had the really small battery on here, so you've got that little one in there, look at that, bright as anything, really, really bright. Look at me doing all this drilling out in the middle of the night. Also, if you want to save battery life, just hold the button down and you'll see it cycles through light and then slightly dimmer, light, then slightly dimmer, and then when you've got it what you want, just let go of the button and that's what it will stay on. So you get a little bit of energy saving as well. Yeah, I'm the one who's been out here in the night with next door watching me digging a borehole, and the only reason they can see me is because these lights are so insanely bright. Literally, they could light up a whole site. I've got the 12 amp hour battery in this one at the moment. This will last probably about a week. It's crazy. That's nice to know. And also they're really handy when you're just going up in lofts and that. You can just lay them up on stuff. They've got loads of little ways of hooking onto things and all that. There is going to be a video about this borehole when I get it done. This might be like months away because I'm doing it by hand.